Ambassador Zixtal of the Hegemony Council adjusted his breathing apparatus as he entered the observation deck of the diplomatic vessel Convergence. The ship hung in the outer system of Kepler 442, maintaining what the humans called a respectful distance from their frontier world of New Cheyenne. Through the transparent aluminum viewport, the planet appeared deceptively peaceful. A blue-green marble spotted with white clouds and the faint geometric patterns of human settlements. "You requested this demonstration, Ambassador," said Captain Sarah Chen, her voice carrying the characteristic confidence that made Zixtal's species instinctively uncomfortable. "Though I'm curious why the hegemony suddenly wants to understand our frontier protocols." Zixtal's four eyes shifted in their stalks. 3 months ago, the Krillian Empire had attempted to claim New Cheyenne under the Galactic Expansion Accords, citing the world's sparse population of only 40,000 humans as evidence of inadequate colonization. The attempt had ended poorly for the Krillians. The Council seeks to understand how such a small human settlement repelled a Krillian battle fleet of 200 vessels, Zixtal replied carefully. "Your people numbered less than their crew complement." Captain Chen smiled, that peculiar human expression that could convey either friendship or imminent violence. "Would you like to see the sensor logs from that engagement?" The holographic display materialized between them, showing New Cheyenne as it had appeared 3 months prior. The Krillian fleet approached in standard formation, heavy dreadnoughts flanked by destroyer screens, a textbook planetary subjugation force that had conquered dozens of worlds. The Krillians opened communications demanding immediate surrender, Chen narrated as the display showed the massive alien vessels entering orbit. They gave the colonists 12 hours to evacuate. Zixtal watched as the human settlement's response played out in accelerated time. Rather than panic or preparation for exodus, the colonists began what could only be described as enthusiastic mobilization. "Your people began preparing for war," Zixtal observed. "Despite being outnumbered 5,000 to 1, frontier worlds don't surrender," Chen replied matter-of-factly. "The colonists sent exactly one message to the Krillian fleet: come and take it." The display showed what happened next. As Krillian dropships launched for the surface, New Cheyenne's 40,000 colonists revealed why Earth had specifically selected them for frontier duty. Every adult was a veteran of humanity's expansion wars. Every settlement was built around hardened military infrastructure, disguised as civilian buildings. Every farmer was also a demolitions expert, every teacher a sniper, every doctor a chemical warfare specialist. The first wave of Krillian troops landed expecting to face terrified civilians. Chen continued as the display showed alien soldiers emerging from their craft into carefully prepared kill zones. Instead, they found themselves fighting humans who had volunteered to live on the galaxy's most dangerous frontier specifically because they enjoyed a good fight. Zixtal watched in horrified fascination as New Cheyenne's farmers emerged from hidden bunkers with weapons that violated several galactic conventions. The Krillian troops, trained for standard planetary pacification, found themselves facing an enemy that treated urban warfare as a recreational activity. "But surely," Zixtal protested, "even your warriors could not defeat orbital bombardment." "The Krillians tried that," Chen acknowledged. "Watch." The display showed Krillian capital ships beginning surface bombardment, their massive weapons carving trenches across continents. But rather than breaking human resistance, the bombardment triggered something far worse. It gave the colonists justification to deploy their own reserves. "You see, Ambassador, frontier worlds aren't just defended by their colonists," Chen explained as new contacts appeared on the display's edge. "They're defended by the promise that attacking one means fighting all of them." Zixtal's breathing apparatus wheezed as he watched 17 other human frontier worlds simultaneously launch their fleets. Not evacuation ships, war fleets. Each frontier colony maintained enough military hardware to outfit a sector navy, and their crews were volunteers who had chosen the most dangerous postings in human space, precisely because they were spoiling for a fight. Within 6 hours, Chen continued, the Krillians found themselves facing not 40,000 colonists but 800,000 frontier veterans from 18 worlds. The colonists on New Cheyenne radioed their neighbors that someone was interrupting their weekend and asked if anyone wanted to help sort it out. The display showed the Krillian fleet's final moments, surrounded by human ships crewed by people who considered orbital bombardment a personal insult. The aliens found themselves outgunned, outmaneuvered, and facing an enemy whose response to overwhelming odds was to call for backup and request permission to test their new experimental weapons. The Krillian survivors, Chen concluded, spread word throughout the galaxy. Human frontier worlds aren't just defended by their colonists. They're defended by a network of people who moved to the galaxy's most dangerous neighborhoods because they were bored with safe, civilized space. Zixtal studied the final casualty reports. Krillian losses, 187 ships and 40,000 troops. Human losses, 16 wounded, mostly from celebrating too enthusiastically after the battle. Your species, he said slowly, colonizes worlds not despite their danger but because of it. Exactly, Chen confirmed. We put our most dangerous people in our most dangerous places and tell them to make themselves at home. Then we connect them all in a mutual defense network and wait for someone to be stupid enough to poke the bear. As the Convergence prepared to depart, Zixtal composed his report to the Hegemony Council. The recommendation would be simple. Update all galactic maps to mark human frontier worlds not as lightly defended colonies, but as military installations crewed by volunteers who had chosen exile from civilized space, specifically because they found peace boring. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and opportunities for expansion. But the small blue-green worlds marked with human flags, those were best admired from a very respectful distance. After all, nobody wanted to interrupt a frontier colonist's weekend